Depression is a condition of the mind where the person feels low, is constantly negative, hopeless, and basically loses interest in life. Such people feel alone, afraid, or trapped, but seem very normal on the outside. They feel a vacuum in their lives that nothing or no one seems to fill. Some even hit such a low point that they don't see a point in living and start getting suicidal thoughts. In a world where depression is becoming more and more common, right from teens to adults, here is the journey of a teenager who lived as a hero of faith in our times and stood strong throughout her cancer journey in spite of losing her leg. Here are a few pointers from a life well lived which we can apply in our own lives. In the midst of 8 major surgeries, amputation of a left leg, and multiple chemo sessions, Catherine never gave up. She endured intense pain and suffering, but not once did she give way to depression. She stayed positive and held on to hope till her very last breath. Catherine always kept her smile on. She learned to see the rainbow in every storm, and not only did she herself maintain a positive outlook on life in spite of her difficulties, she also encouraged others around her with a charming smile and radiant character. Even when she came out of surgeries and someone would ask her how she was doing, she would reply with a smile that she was doing fine and go one step further and ask how the person was doing. Such was Catherine. True to the verse in 2 Corinthians which says, God's grace is sufficient for you, for God's power is made perfect in your weakness, Catherine always drew her strength from God. Be it physical or emotional down times, she always strengthened herself by trusting her Creator and loving Father, Jesus. She never complained, never grumbled, never questioned, but faced her tough times bravely because she was counting on God's strength and not on her own. Hope is the thought that keeps us going and says, yes, tomorrow will be a better day. Catherine never lost that hope. Even after losing her leg to cancer as a teenager, she did not let it stop her from living her life to the fullest. She pressed on with determination to achieve with her prosthetic leg what she would have with 2 normal ones. She fought till the very end, having her hope firmly fixed in the eternal and not on the temporary things of life which soon pass away. Catherine displayed through her life how to rise up after every fall. She never let her situations, sufferings, or sickness bog her down. Despite her inability to attend regular classes due to treatment, she still topped her 10th board exams due to her determination and hard work. She displayed resilience in every aspect of life. Catherine knew very well that God holds the blueprint of our life in His hands. She loved solving jigsaw puzzles and always felt that just like each piece of a huge puzzle doesn't make sense in the beginning, isolated events in our lives might seem ununderstandable. But we can trust that God has a plan and a purpose behind everything, and He is working to bring the big picture together even when we don't understand. Throughout her Insta posts and even while talking to her, one thing really stood out, and that was her gratefulness to God. Catherine was grateful, always. Just like Philippians 4 says, I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances, Catherine beautifully lived this verse out literally. Even before her amputation surgery, Catherine did not feel regret. She said that she was thankful to God for giving her 2 legs for the past 15 years. She kept her focus always on the things she was blessed with rather than things she had lost. Catherine enjoyed every second of life and also encouraged other young people to do so. Because this life that we are living each day, it was bought with a price. She realized that Jesus underwent a much greater suffering than her, taking up all our sickness, disease, sin, hurt, depression, and loneliness on the cross. He died for us, but also rose again from the dead on the 3rd day, so that each day He can be with us as our constant companion. Catherine valued life. She refused to waste such a beautiful life, even for a second. As a teenager, Catherine had lost a leg to cancer. Even after such a major loss at a crucial age where social media influences and peer pressures dominate, Catherine never compared her life to others and let bitterness be rooted in her. She never stopped being kind or loving or compassionate to others. She radiated with love, God's love. Her body was suffering, but her soul had that eternal sparkle, and her spirit was always in sync with her Creator. We never know who is facing what battle. Most people fight their battles alone and in silence. Depression, loneliness, suicidal thoughts. These are just some of the common battles teenagers or young people might be facing without the knowledge of others around them. In such a world, Catherine rose up to the occasion astonishingly, not minding her own battles, but with a heart to reach out to the ones who were hurting. She always quoted James 4:6, which says, "But He gives more grace." She encouraged, motivated, and offered hope in a hurting world and said, if you've got a problem, God has grace which is much bigger than that. To put in a nutshell, Catherine's unshakable faith in Jesus, her consistent close walk with the Lord, and her constant drawing of strength from the Bible and being surrounded by people who loved, cherished, and supported her, especially her family, helped Catherine withstand every storm and emerge victorious. Cathy and Jesus were indeed an unbeatable combo. Let us also strive to run the race like Catherine Selvinson did, with Jesus by her side every step of the way. And this is exactly the way Catherine Selvinson never succumbed to depression, and the very reason behind celebrating her birthday as the Anti-Depression Day.